I'm going to hold this where you can't see it instead of hold it in front of your face and ask you just not to look. I think that's fair.
Do you want to explain to everyone why we just got in a little tiff?
Well, because you like to instigate things and see if you can stir me up instead of just, being polite. That's I think how I would sum it up.
Listen. Can I just tell you guys? So we were playing online games with his family on Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
And we were playing a card game. And I was sitting on the opposite end of the couch with my computer turned towards me.
But also turned towards me.
No. It was turned, straight at me. And he's like, I can see your card. He asked me to
I was nice. If you can see somebody's hand, you let them know so they can conceal it from you.
Why are you looking this way? You have to turn your whole head.
I should be the one that has to turn my head. You should protect your own hand.
I got really frustrated.
I think most people would side with me on this.
I got really frustrated because I'm like, you have to turn your whole body to see my card.
She was also in last place.
That game, I came in second place the game before that.
True. You had a rough go of it the second time. Anyway, why are we really here?
Welcome to episode 15 of OverBoard. You were going to tell us what we're doing?
Oh, I thought you were doing. Well, if you saw our last episode, Sammy made a list of 20 rapid-fire questions having to do with board games, and the goal was for me to answer as many as I could in at least a minute. Can you grab your phone from over there? Because we're going to need that. We're a little bit disorganized. We're not very good at this yet. I got 13 questions correct. I could pass if I wanted to, and I wasn't allowed to repeat any of my answers. The answers to all the questions are a board game, not a card game. So any game that you could play without just the standard 52 deck of cards. I got 13 right in 1 minute, and I've come up with a different list of 20 questions of similar difficulty, and we're going to see how many you can get.
I bet you made these really hard.
I didn't. I tried to make them fair.
Okay.
And I'm going to read them as quickly as I can because I'm guessing most of the audience would like to see you beat me. That's how it usually is in my life.
Everyone likes when Mike loses.
Everybody. Because it doesn't happen that often, so they really have to cherish it. So, what's that look for?
You ready?
I'll not have such looks. You ready to go?
Yep.
As soon as you start the timer, I will read, or I'll start it. In 3, 2, 1. A game for 2 players only.
Seven Wonders Duel.
A game with a map of the world on the board.
Twilight Struggle.
A game with a timer.
Decrypto.
A game where you have to score over 100 points to win.
Tapestry?
Mm-hmm. A game with castles.
Castle of Burgundy.
A game with mines.
Shoot. Can't say castles, can I?
Mm-hmm.
Pass.
A game where you can build a fancy restaurant.
Food chain magnate. Suburbia.
A game where you tear stuff up.
Clank Legacy.
A game that features insects.
Ooh, Dominant Species.
A game with Japanese culture.
Battle of Rokugan.
A game I've never won.
Dr. Eureka.
A game you've never won.
Sorcerer City. No, I've won that. Concordia.
A game with hex tiles.
Catan.
Time.
Did I get all the
13. She got 13. So what do we do now? We didn't come up for what to do with the tie.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right here. You didn't pass. You got them all. So you saved yourself. You went back. What did you? Oh, you said Caverna for a game with mines. That was really good.
The ruby mines and the little donkeys.
I was thinking. I knew that would trip you up. I was thinking Dominions had mines too. I figured you'd say.
No, because we always call it Monet.
Do call. We like to mispronounce things for fun. You should try it too. It makes things more interesting.
Because you got me with castles because you knew I was going to say that, and then castles has
made it a little bit more difficult. But you did a good job. We would have had to research Food Chain Magnet. I don't know if they have fancy restaurants.
I'm pretty sure that's what it.
But Suburbia, she said Suburbia for a game where you build fancy restaurants. You definitely build fancy restaurants in Suburbia.
Okay, can you?
The rest of the questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have. So the last one you answered was a game with hex tiles. The next one I was going to say was a game with hex cards.
What? A game with hex cards?
Mm-hmm.
Cards that are in a hex.
A game with hex cards.
Oh, Nocturne.
Dominion Nocturne. Ha! Expansion of Dominion.
Funny.
Yeah, not hexagon-shaped cards, but they're actual hexes you give people.
Like a witch.
Mm-hmm. The next one was a game where you might ambush.
I already said dominant
You
species.
did say dominant species, which kind of paints you in a corner, but there is another one here where you ambush. There's actually two. Give up.
Give me a clue.
They both have to do with animals.
Oh, evolution. There's an ambush card.
There's an ambush card. There are also ambush cards in a game called Root, which we're big fans of.
No, I like Root. You're like...
She's a bigger fan of it than me.
Root is such a fun game.
It's a really fun game. It's a game where like every... you
the
play
game of
players.
woodland... What is it? Spite and might?
Woodland might and right, but every game includes
Something
spite,
like that.
so
Yeah.
that's to be expected. A game where you might consume beer. Brass Birmingham, but also Clank Legacy. At the end,
they
if
do.
you make it out,
If you make it out, you get a
little
beer.
beer tile. This is an easier one. A game with tiny cubes.
Tiny Towns.
Sure. A game that ended in us getting in a fight.
Sorcerer City.
Among others, but that was the biggest fight. A game with rats.
Rats.
A little bit of a trickier one here. You have to think. Rats aren't the main foundation of the game,
A game with
but
rats.
they're included. Game with rats. Not real rats, obviously.
Oh, give me a hint. Is it like
the rats get eaten?
Wingspan.
Wingspan. Some of the birds eat rats, yes. And then a game with factories. This would have been tough because the only two...
I said Suburbia.
You said Suburbia, and you said Tiny Towns, and you said Brass Birmingham. All those have factories.
Ooh.
So you may have kind of ruled yourself out on this one. I don't know.
Power Grid? Isn't Power Grid electric? Isn't it Electric
I've
Factory?
never played Power Grid. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. We'll have to call Sam and Tiffany on that one.
Anyway, we'll have to continue this series next time because we can't end this in a tie. We have to have some kind of tiebreaker.
I'm so mad.
So I am too. I feel like I could have gotten one more.
So do I.
Yeah, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But games can never end in ties. Remember that. So we'll see you next time for our tiebreaker.
This is what you're going to tell Marley when she's there.
I've already started. You just haven't seen it yet.